I don't know much about how my father came to this country, other than he came with his mother and his sister and brothers. I don't know where his father was. I think his father was in this country. But I think it was a very old ship that creaked and moaned and threatened to sink because it was so old. But I do know how my grandmother came to this country with her 4 little girls. My mother was the oldest. She was 8 years old. The next one was 6 years old. The next one was 4 years old. And the youngest was 2 years old. Everybody from her country, which was Lithuania, told her not to travel alone across the ocean to this country. But she was determined, and my grandfather, her husband, was waiting for her here in America. So she was very determined. She got on a train with the 4 little girls, and she traveled to a seaport in Germany. And she decided, after looking at the ship, it was a brand new ship, that she was just going to do it. She was just going to bring her 4 little girls to this country. And so she decided she could not come without any money. She had to have a way of earning a living and have some backup. What if she lost her money? What if it was stolen? What if she used it up in some way? What would she do? So with the little money that she had, she bought trinkets. She bought combs, shawls, earrings, and anything else she could find that would be attractive to anybody on board the ship. Her place on the ship was down below, which was the cheapest passage. But the fancy people were up above. So she decided what she would do after she got on board the ship. She would leave her children in charge of the oldest child, which was my mother, who was 8 years old. She left her in charge of the 6-year-old and the 4-year-old and the 2-year-old. She went on top on the deck, and she sold her trinkets to the passengers on board, and they bought it. And with that money, when she came to America, she felt more secure, that she wouldn't be without money. When she got to America, they placed her in Ellis Island, which was a reception center for immigrants. And she had to stay there 6 weeks. Her husband, my grandfather, was not there. He was waiting for her in another city. So she couldn't get through. They wouldn't let her come to him because my youngest aunt, the youngest child, had something wrong with her foot. And they were afraid it was contagious. So they wouldn't let her get on board. Anyway, after 6 weeks, and she worked all that time on Ellis Island as a cook, she was allowed to come to visit, to see her husband in Indianapolis, Indiana. She didn't know the English. She knew nothing about the currency. And my grandfather met her at the train, took her to the house they lived in, and said, I have to go to work, I can't stay. So she was stuck in this house with the 4 little girls, didn't know a word of English, but somehow she managed to figure out what to do and how to make her life. So that was the beginning.